There comes a time in your life when you must stop waiting for someone else to show up. Stop waiting for somebody else to believe in you. Stop waiting for permission to be great. Because deep down inside, you already know this truth. You owe it to you. Not to them. Not to the critics. Not to the doubters. You owe it to yourself. You see, life will beat you down. It will test you. It will push you to the edge. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing the lies that say you're not enough. You're not smart enough. You're not worthy enough. But I'm here to tell you, like my mentor once told me, don't you dare buy into those lies. You've got power inside of you. You've got greatness in you. You've got dreams that were not assigned to anybody else on this planet. And that means it is your job, your mission, your responsibility to bring them to life. Stop waiting for other people to clap for you. Stop waiting for them to recognize your effort. Stop waiting for the crowd to cheer. You've got to learn how to stand in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. I believe in you. I see the progress you're making. Because if you keep waiting for outside validation, you will die with your dreams still inside of you. You owe it to you to get up when life knocks you down. You owe it to you to study when you feel like sleeping. You owe it to you to train your mind, to sharpen your skills, to discipline your body. Every early morning you rise, every late night you grind, every sacrifice you make. It's not for them, it's not for applause. It's not for the critics. It's because your future self is depending on you. I think about her, how she kept showing up, how she refused to quit even when the world said she didn't have what it takes. She owed it to herself to keep going. And because she kept going, now she's become an example for others. People look at her and say, if she can rise, maybe I can rise too. That's the power of owning your journey. You don't just inspire yourself, you become a light for others in the dark. The truth is, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. When you tell yourself, no, I'm not going to quit. No, I'm not going to give in. No, I'm not going to stay in my comfort zone. That's you saying, I love myself too much to settle for average. Excuses don't build legacies. Complaints don't make champions. But sacrifice, consistency, and courage, that's what builds a name that will outlive you. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment. But let me tell you, there will never be a perfect moment. The only perfect time is now. Right now. Because the clock is ticking. And every day you wait is a day you don't get back. If you want the life you dream of, you can't afford to keep pressing snooze on your destiny. You've got to wake up and remind yourself, I owe it to me. Yes, there will be pain. Yes, there will be setbacks. Yes, there will be days you feel like giving up. But hear me on this, pain is temporary. But quitting makes it permanent. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't fight through the storms, the sleepless nights, the silent tears just to stop now. You owe it to you to finish what you started. And when the doubts come, and they will, remember this: it's not the opinions of others that define you. It's not the critics in the cheap seats that determine your destiny. It's you. It's what you decide to believe about yourself. When you look in the mirror, don't see the person you were. See the person you're becoming. See the warrior who refuses to quit. See the dreamer who refuses to let go. See the leader who's willing to walk through fire just to become who they were meant to be. You owe it to you to become that person. Because when you do, when you finally step into that greatness, when you finally live the life you were designed to live, you won't just change your world. You'll change the world of everybody watching you. And you'll show them that it's possible. You'll show them that if she can do it, if he can do it, then so can they. So today I challenge you. Stop playing small. Stop shrinking yourself for the comfort of others. Stop doubting the gift God placed inside of you. Look yourself in the eye and declare, I owe it to me to rise. I owe it to me to fight. I owe it to me to win. Because if not you, then who? If not now, then when? You owe it to you. Do you want me to expand this speech to 1,500 words, like a long Les Brown keynote? Or keep it around this short, fiery version, about 900 words for quick delivery? You are your greatest investment. And until you begin to see yourself that way, life will continue to feel like you're pouring into everyone else while leaving yourself empty. Think about it. People spend money on cars, houses, clothes, every material thing they can get their hands on. But the most valuable thing you will ever have is not sitting in a bank account, not parked in the driveway, not hanging in your closet. The most valuable thing you will ever have is you, your mind, your body, your spirit, your talents, and your time. And if you don't pour into yourself, if you don't nurture those things, everything else will eventually fall apart. The truth is, you can lose money, you can lose opportunities, you can lose relationships. But if you keep investing in yourself, if you keep learning, growing, sharpening your skills, developing your character, you will never stay down for long. You will always rise again. Because the greatest return on investment doesn't come from stocks, doesn't come from real estate, doesn't come from business deals. It comes from the effort and energy you put into becoming the best version of yourself. Every book you read, every new skill you learn, every time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you are making a deposit into your future. Every workout you commit to, every healthy meal you choose, every moment you dedicate to rest and recovery, you're investing in the only body you'll ever have. Every affirmation you speak, every limiting belief you destroy, every vision you set in front of you is a down payment on your destiny. You are a walking asset. But too many people treat themselves like a liability. They say yes to everyone else, but no to themselves. They spend hours scrolling through other people's lives, but never spend minutes building their own. They put more trust in someone else's dream than they do in their own. That's a poor investment, and it always leads to regret. But when you decide to shift that mindset and say, I am my greatest investment, everything changes. You no longer see self-care as selfish. You see it as essential. You no longer see discipline as punishment. You see it as protection for your future. You no longer see failure as the end. You see it as tuition paid for wisdom. Because every struggle, every setback, every season of sacrifice is not wasted when you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself. And here's the powerful part. When you invest in you, the people around you benefit too. Your family, your friends, your community, they get to experience the best of you. When you grow, they grow. When you shine, they see what's possible. When you raise your standards, you give them permission to raise theirs. That's why you can't afford to neglect yourself. You can't afford to keep playing small. You can't afford to put yourself at the bottom of your own priority list. Because the truth is, if you don't take care of you, if you don't build you, if you don't invest in you, nobody else will. You are your greatest investment. Every moment counts. Every choice matters. And every time you decide to show up for yourself, you are making an investment that will continue to pay dividends for the rest of your life. Do you want me to write the next expanded key point in the same deep, Les Brown style tone, so you'll have a full, powerful sequence for your speech? Stop waiting for others to believe in you, because the truth is, if you're sitting around waiting for the approval, the applause, and the validation of people, you might be waiting your whole life. People are not always going to see what you see. They're not always going to feel the fire that burns inside of you. They might not understand your vision, your dream, or your hunger. And that's okay, because it wasn't given to them. It was given to you. You've got to stop handing the keys to your destiny over to people who were never meant to drive your life. There will always be doubters. There will always be critics. There will always be someone ready to tell you that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not qualified enough. And if you give their voices more weight than your own, you'll start shrinking your dreams to fit inside their limited imagination. You'll talk yourself out of opportunities, out of growth, out of greatness. All because somebody else couldn't see it. You cannot afford to let that happen. Your dream doesn't need a cosigner. Your destiny doesn't need a committee vote. The only belief required is your own. When you wait for others to believe in you, you give away your power. You become a prisoner to their opinions, a slave to their validation, and you end up living a life built on their approval instead of your own calling. But when you stand up and say, I believe in me even if no one else does, you become unstoppable. That kind of self-belief is fuel. It pushes you when you're tired. It carries you when you're discouraged. And it reminds you that quitting is not an option. Think about the greats. Every single person who did something extraordinary had to do it before the world believed. The inventors, the artists, the leaders, the athletes. They all started with a vision no one else could see. People laughed at them, doubted them, ignored them, but they kept moving. They kept grinding. They kept trusting themselves when no one else would. And eventually, the world caught up. That's the pattern of success. First they ignore you, Then they doubt you. Then they watch you. And finally, they respect you. So stop waiting for the claps. Stop waiting for them to tell you you're ready. Stop waiting for them to validate what you already know in your heart. You don't need permission to shine. You don't need approval to start. You don't need agreement to rise. You owe it to yourself to believe in your dreams so fiercely that their doubt becomes irrelevant. Because here's the reality. When you finally step into your greatness, the same people who doubted you will say they always knew you could do it. The same ones who ignored you will want to be connected to you. And the same ones who didn't clap for you will want a seat at your table. But none of that happens unless you stop waiting and start believing in yourself. You don't have time to waste. Your dream is too big. Your future is too important. And your purpose is too necessary. So stop waiting for others to believe in you. The world is waiting on you to believe in yourself. Do you want me to keep going and expand the third key point? Your dreams are your responsibility. In the same style next. Your dreams are your responsibility. And until you accept that truth, you'll always find yourself pointing fingers at circumstances, at people, at opportunities you didn't get. But the reality is this: no one else is obligated to make your dream come alive. Nobody owes you the life you imagine. Nobody is required to believe in it, to build it, or to carry it for you. That's your job. That's your mission. That's your assignment. The vision you see in your heart wasn't placed in anyone else. It was placed in you. And because it was placed in you, that means it's your responsibility to nurture it, to protect it, and to fight for it. Too often, people wait for someone to show up and rescue them, for someone to come along and hand them the dream. But life doesn't work that way. The world doesn't stop to put opportunities in your lap. You have to go after them. You have to put in the work, day in and day out, when no one is watching. Your dream doesn't care if you're tired, if you're broke, if you've been hurt, or if you failed before. It only cares whether or not you're willing to carry it. And carrying your dream is not easy. It will test you. It will demand sacrifice. It will ask you to give up comfort in exchange for growth. It will require late nights, early mornings, and long seasons where nobody claps for you. But that's the price of ownership. When it's your dream, you can't expect anybody else to pay the cost for you. You can't expect them to grind for you, to sacrifice for you, to bleed for you. That's your work, because it's your dream. Think about it. How many times have people abandoned their dreams because they expected someone else to carry the load? They wanted the support, but not the struggle. They wanted the spotlight, but not the sacrifice. That's not how greatness works. Your dream is like a seed planted inside of you. If you don't water it, it dies. If you don't protect it, it gets destroyed. If you don't fight for it, it will wither away. That responsibility cannot be outsourced. It belongs to you. And here's the beauty of it. When you finally accept responsibility for your dream, you gain power. Because the moment you stop blaming others and start owning the process, You take control of your destiny. You realize that it's not about waiting for the perfect conditions. It's about creating them. It's not about waiting for the right people. It's about becoming the right person. It's not about waiting for luck. It's about preparing so hard that when opportunity comes, you're ready to seize it. Your dream is your responsibility because it is tied to your purpose. It's not just about you. It's about the people you will inspire, the lives you will touch, the doors you will open for others simply by living fully. But none of that happens if you leave your dream unattended. None of that happens if you keep waiting for someone else to do what only you can do. So guard it, protect it, work for it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The fulfillment of your purpose, the legacy you leave behind, the example you set for others, it all depends on whether or not you accept the responsibility of your dream. Nobody else can live it for you. Nobody else can run your race. Nobody else can wear your crown. Your dreams are your responsibility, and it's time to carry them with everything you've got. Do you want me to expand the fourth key point? Discipline is an act of self-love. Next, in the same style, discipline is an act of self-love, because every time you choose discipline, you're telling yourself, I am worth the effort. I am worth the sacrifice. I am worth becoming the best version of myself. Too many people think discipline is punishment, like it's some cruel restriction meant to take away joy. But discipline is not about depriving yourself. It's about protecting yourself. It's about creating habits, routines, and standards that safeguard your future. It's about saying no to temporary comfort so you can say yes to long-term growth. When you wake up early to train, when you study instead of wasting hours scrolling, when you save money instead of spending it recklessly, when you practice your craft when no one's watching, that's not punishment. That's love. That's you saying, I refuse to abandon myself. I refuse to give up on my future. I love myself too much to settle for mediocrity. People who lack discipline are not bad people. They just haven't learned yet that every undisciplined choice is an act of self-neglect. And when you neglect yourself long enough, your life begins to show it. Discipline is proof that you care enough about yourself to do the hard things now so that life will be easier later. It's the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. You cannot wish yourself into a greater life. You cannot hope yourself into a stronger body, a sharper mind, or a successful future. It takes consistent, disciplined effort. And yes, it hurts sometimes. Yes, it feels inconvenient. Yes, there are days you won't feel like it. But that's when discipline shows its true power. It doesn't depend on feelings. It depends on commitment.